So good morning friends, myself Amit, Namaste, and I am going to start today the Hindu analysis for 16th of July 2020. Okay, so our first topic is Jio, Indian telecom giant, has decided to launch Made in India 5G. Okay, they are partnering with Google and they have decided to launch 5G in India. They have said that they have developed the 5G technology and this will be deployed in India in next year. Okay, so we'll discuss about this 5G technology. What the Google has done. Google has acquired 7.7% stakes in Geo platforms for rupees 33,000 crores. Okay, we have seen that Geo, a lot of companies, international companies have acquired stakes in Geo. Okay, and this has boomed its economic power. Okay, now, what the Geo wants, the objective of Geo is to upgrade 350 million Indians who are currently using 2G feature phone. Okay, so they want an upgradation, an affordable upgradation, right? They want an affordable upgradation so that more Indians can move on 4G or 5G platforms. Okay, so and their target is to make India 2G mukt or free of 2G, right? They want India to be free of 2G. Then what's next? Okay, I've told you this, the 33,000 crore 7.7% stakes, okay, in Geo. And we also recently got the news that Facebook has acquired in 9.9% stakes in Geo. So this shows the power of Geo as becoming a global giant company. Okay, a cellular giant. And this 5G of Geo would help India to become independent in many terms in telecommunication and electronics industry. Okay. So here let me explain you what the Geo 5G is. So it's a new generation technology in communication. Okay. So initially we had 1G, 2G, 3G and 4G for mobile cellular network. But the new generation technology 5G is a new generation 5G. It's a new generation technology. New generation technology. That is this new generation for telecommunication sector. For telecommunication sector to improve mobile cellular networks. Mobile cellular networks. So होगा क्या इससे, this would further improve our speeds, further improve our connectivity, this would further empower us digitally. Okay, so this would aid us in Digital India mission. The Digital India mission which the government is trying to complete or accomplish, it would aid in this mission, right? Then benefits of 5G, what are the benefits? So 5G provides multi-Gbps peak data speeds. Actually, this 5G uses high frequency radio waves. Okay, this high frequency radio waves is actually these are kind of waves used for this communication purpose. So this 5G uses high frequency radio waves, which is increases the speed of data transfer. Okay, data comes in the packets, right? And this data can be delivered in at faster speeds with this 5G technology, right? Then ultra low latency. This ultra low latency, what is this latency? Actually, latency data is transferred in packets. These are the packets. You can assume it like a pipeline in which water droplets are flowing like this. So data is similar thing. Data flows in these packets, energy packets, which flows through wire like optical fiber cables. Okay. So the time gap between transfer of two packets or the transmission gap, this is called latency. Earlier in 1G, 2G, 3G, this latency was very large. Okay, this time gap was large. But with the coming of 5G, this latency has reduced to a large extent. 5G has ultra low latency, right? Okay, so ultra low latency. Then coming to next, so what it would help in? It would help in connecting industries further. New industries would get connected to it, and the industry 4.0 would further gain impetus. It will bring more companies to the domains of IoT. What is IoT? Internet of Things, big data, so that they can get more and more benefits from coming on online digital platforms. Okay, like getting more customers, getting better access to market. Okay, better approach. This all improves trade and increases economic strength of a nation. Okay, but with this 5G technology, there are hurdles also, there are issues also. And what are the issues? The electronic industry of India is still dependent on countries like China. Okay, electronic industry is still dependent on China. So we need to make it more independent or Atmanirbhar. And these kind of companies, Geo, they will help in this reducing this dependence on China and make our telecommunication and electronics industries more Atmanirbhar. Okay, they would improve our self-reliance and will reduce our dependence on a strategic or an aggressive neighbor, China. Okay, then okay, so there are some issues like more radiations in 5G technology, and scientists and experts have been raising voice for this. Okay, and there are other I've told you about this electronic industry, the equipments, and the actually it's Huawei, a company called Huawei is a master in 5G टेक्नोलॉजी. ये कंपनी है जिसका राज चल रहा है 5G टेक्नोलॉजी पर. Though US and recently UK has banned this company, but this company is still at peak. Okay, and this the problem is this company has ties with the CPC, the government of China. और यहाँ से इसकी प्रॉब्लम शुरू होती है, प्रॉब्लम इसकी और प्रॉब्लम हमारे लिए भी. So this needs to be tackled. Okay, these are the issues that needs to be tackled in upcoming 5G technology, and then we can further go with this better speed technology, right? So let us move on to the next topic, which is India European Union ties. Okay, it's a topic under international relations in paper 2. So recently there was talk about BTIA, Bilateral Trade and Investment Agreement, right? Bilateral Trade and Investment Agreement, which is also called Free Trade Agreement between India and EU. This is the name. Huh? This BTIA is the name for Free Trade Agreement between India and EU. So recently there were talks about negotiations on these issues, and the government what they had discussed other issues as well, like COVID-19, environmental concerns, and etc. The aggression of China, etc. were discussed during a recent meeting. So what came out of this India EU ties? So let me tell you the importance of what EU holds for India. This will easily help you to get the significance of European Union for India. So first come to the geopolitical terms. With the aggression of China, tensions on LAC, we need allies like these European Union countries like Germany, uh, France, Britain. We know that Rafale has been given to us by France. Okay, so the faster delivery of Rafale would help us strengthen our air force. Okay, so it will improve our military capabilities. So these kind of engagement help us in fetching these kind of agreements, so that we can improve ourselves. Okay, so this we all know that Indo-Pacific region is increasingly in focus now, because this is India, and here we have South America, Southeast Asia. Okay, and then this. So in this Indian Ocean region, here we have sea lines of communication from passing through this Malacca Strait, and here the Sunda Strait. These are straits, and here we have Red Sea. So Bab el Mandeb Strait. These kind of straits are very much prone to be overpowered by these giants like China, USA. Though USA is not much aggressive today, but China's aggression is known to all. Okay, so these kind of points, they become limited limits of the international trade, because they can be occupied by these giants like China. Okay, so the problem is we need to focus on free lines of communication. We need to focus on free lines of communication for global trade, and both India and European Union support these free international movement under UN clause. Actually, UN clause is an organization which is for the laws of sea law. It determines the laws of sea. And the claims like South China Sea claim by China is against this free movement. The South China Sea claim of China is against. So geopolitical engagement of both these powers is very much important. Also, EU is favoring India's UN permanent membership, and this will further improve our global club. Okay, this will further improve our global club. Will give us a better platform to decide for the global, to make the global decisions. Okay, to decide for the better world. Okay. Then economic terms. So in economic terms, this article very well explains these economic terms as the EU with 60.67.7 billion euro invests around 22% of total FDI investment or inflows in India. So EU gives these 67 billion euro investments to India. So this is good. The figure can be seen as 22%, the largest trading partner of India. Use the largest trading partner. We can see the figures are good, but still there's a lot of room for improvement, as the investment of China is 175.3 billion euro. Okay, the investment of China in EU, European Union, in China is 175.3 billion euro, which is approx 3 times of investment in India. And to move out China from this global supply chain network and shift companies or in manufacturing in countries, developing nations like India, for low cost manufacturing, this EU India relationship is a must. Okay, and for this, what we need to do, the solutions are mentioned here. We need to facilitate the mobility of people and connectivity. How it can be done? Better immigration rules, better skilling of Indian workers. Okay, and this can improve our movement. Okay, this can improve our ties. The next thing is environmental terms. So China, a study of European Union says that they can help India in becoming carbon neutral. First thing is that the EU has aimed at becoming, the EU, European Union has aimed at becoming carbon neutral emission country. Okay, carbon emission neutral country or economy by 2050. This is the aim of you, and this is why they have phased out the coal based power plants. They have phased out coal based power plants. They slowly they are phasing out these kind of plants and giving push to renewables, and this would help in gaining their carbon neutral status by 2050, right? How it can help India? India is also now moving towards renewables in India. And a recent data had showed that if we include hydroelectricity, then India is generating almost one third or more than one third almost around 35 to 40% of our total power generation is from renewables now. Okay, our total power generation is from renewables now. Also, we can take example of International Solar Alliance in 2015 Paris summit between India and France. This was also to improve the use of solar power with more affordable projects. Okay, so all this is going to improve their efforts for environmental concerns and help them become carbon neutral and to achieve the goals like Paris Agreement deal, where we need to limit our temperature rise below 2 degree centigrade by 21 before by this 21st century. Okay, so before till 2100. Okay, okay, I think this is enough. I've talked about the geopolitical terms, the economic terms for India-EU ties, and then environmental terms, what was in news. Okay, so EU is a very important partner for India, and both can help in promoting sustainable development and reforming the multilateral institutions like WTO for improving world trade, and WHO also, because in the wake of this COVID-19 pandemic, and when US has quit, when US has moved out this WHO thing, we all need to come together and make हमें एक साथ आके साथ मिलके एफर्ट्स लगाने चाहिए ताकि वर्ल्ड हेल्थ कंडीशंस को सुधारा जा सके. वी ऑल नीड टू वर्क टुगेदर. Okay, then we can move on to next topic: skill, skill, reskill, and upskill. So, in 2015, Government of India launched Skill India Mission. In Hindi, it is Kaushal Vikas Abhiyan. Okay, skill is Kaushal. So, Skill India Mission was launched. And recently, on the fifth anniversary of its launch, the PM Modi, the fifth anniversary of launch of the Skill India mission, PM Modi came with an idea of skill, reskill, and upskill. That is to skill yourself, reskill yourself, and upgrade your skills. And why? To remain job relevant in changing scenario, especially after COVID-19. Okay, because there is very rapid changes in business environment. We can see the rapid changes in business environment. Things are becoming more dynamic, and because of this pandemic, and the other one is because of rise of artificial intelligence, IoT, these kind of upcoming technologies. Okay, these kind of technologies, they are also causing this dynamic change in industrial arena. Okay, so what this program, under this program, hundreds of PM Kaushal Kendras were set up, and the ecosystem of ITI. Okay, these are the training institute, industrial training institutes, under which skills are provided to youth. See, these Kaushal Vikas Kendras were set up, hundreds of these Kaushal Vikas Kendras were set up, these ITIs were improved, vocational training was given more impetus, vocational training was given more impetus, और साथ में हमने बहुत सारे सर्टिफिकेशन कोर्स भी लॉन्च किए, सर्टिफिकेशन कोर्स फॉर अप्रेंटिसेस. ओके, apprentice act was there. A lot of things has been done for improving the skills of India, and this is because the skill percentage, the Indian labor amount, percentage of Indian labor skilled is very low. It is around 4.4. It is around 4% according to a recent data, and it is almost 50% in China, and above 90% in countries like South Korea, Japan. These countries have this much ratio of skill. Why China? These countries have very high number of vocational courses going on. For example, more than 50,000 vocational courses are going on in China, but this number is quite low in India. Okay, and also a recent development, we have seen a recent development, and this recent development is that recently a skill mapping portal has been launched. The purpose of the skill mapping portal is so that skilled employees and employers can seek better employment opportunities, especially the skilled workers and migrant workers, because the migrant workers have returned to their home, they have, this is called reverse migration. Okay. And after returning to their home, they are searching local jobs. Okay, they are searching for local jobs, so they can have easy access to job. After returning to their home, they can have easy access to job using this portal. Also, there was a recent launch of Swadesh portal. Okay, there was a recent launch of this Swadesh portal. This is Swadesh portal. This Swadesh portal is a short form for skilled worker, skilled workers arrival database for employment support. What it is for? Actually जो अभी हम वंदे भारत के अंडर under this Vande Bharat program, we have brought many Indians back home. Okay, many Indians have come back home, right? So these Indians are highly skilled. Most of these are highly skilled because those brought from these countries like USA or from European nations, EU, or from these Gulf nations. So these Gulf ones are semi-skilled, but these European nation and USA, these people are highly skilled. And if we can map their skill data with this Swadesh platform, we can easily provide for better employment opportunities to them in India and gain access to this better human capital, and prevent for the brain drain which occurs when they move out of India. We can prevent this brain drain. Okay. So this human capital can help us improving our R&D sector, more innovation, more talent, and better economic progress. Okay, better economic progress for our nation. Okay. Okay, this is a government initiative, Swadesh portal for mapping the skills. Okay, moving on to our next topic. It's a thing of proud that recently the Serum Institute of India, which is a private company, has developed an indigenous vaccine for pneumonia. They have developed an indigenous vaccine for pneumonia. And also they have received the nod from DGCI. DGCI is a Drug Controller General of India. Actually, they work for regulation and certification of drugs. Okay. So this is the first fully indigenously developed conjugate vaccine for pneumonia, developed by Serum Institute of India Private Limited. They have done clinical trials in India as well as abroad for in countries like Gambia. Okay. And this will help in improving the immunization of India, and reduce our disease burden, especially for pneumonia. Okay. And further, this would improve India's self-dependence in pharma field and give us impetus to become the pharmacy of the world, to become pharma hub of the world, as recently the Prime Minister has announced. Okay, to become the pharma hub of the world. It's a kind of prelims question that India has recently developed disease for which vaccine for which disease. Okay, so it's the first such vaccine for pneumonia. Pneumonia. Okay. So moving on to our next topic, it's a recent report by Lancet. A recent report by an it's a publication, international publication, which publishes reports with high quality research and development. Okay, reports with high quality research and development. Lancet reports. They are very famous reports. And recently they have published a report on India that India's population may peak by 2047, which would be around 1.6 billion in this 2047, right? It would be around 1.6 billion in this 2047, and after this peak Indian population would start declining. Our TFR, total fertility rate, will decline further, and we would achieve later the reproduction rates comparable to Western countries, reproduction rates comparable to Western countries like Germany, Japan, we would reach fourth stage of demographic transition. What is demographic transition? Actually, it's the birth rate and death rate with time, which is given in these four, divided in these four compartments. And at present, India is in this third compartment. What happens? Initially, the birth rate and death rate are very high, but due to medical development, in second stage, death rate decreases sharply, and then it is lower and further lower. While the birth rate is high, it is also high in the second compartment and at second stage, and then it starts showing declining trend at the third stage, and finally joins almost the rate of death rate. Okay, so the low death rate and birth rate is the fourth stage or final stage of this demographic transition. Demographic transition. You can use this part in your social paper 1 society, okay, society section. Then what they say, that they have said that 1.6 billion would be the India's population after this at this 2047, and it would become 1.03 billion by 2100 at the end of this century. If India achieves or India meets this UN sustainable goals, then at the last of century or at the end of century, we might have 92.9, okay, or 929 million, okay. So we would be less than a billion, okay. We would be less than a billion if we meet sustainable development goals at the end of this century. So this is a report. It also mentions about the UNDP report was recently there, which said that India's peak population would settle around 1.4 billion with a certain range. Okay. Then at last, I want to say that this report has said that there will be 5 largest companies in countries in 2100 with the largest population based on population. This is a projected data. Okay. And the first would be India. The second would be Nigeria, which is growing very fast. It's an African country. Okay. So, and then third is China. Fourth one is US, and the last one is Pakistan. The population of Pakistan is also growing at a very fast. So thank you for today. I have covered the Hindu newspaper for you, and you can revise through my lectures. Okay, thank you.